Hey guys, EBPMAN here, and in today's video we're going to kick off our series of scooter reviews. Because let's face it, it's getting really nice and warm in Chicago. The sun is out and the weather is absolutely gorgeous. Now Nolan and I love riding scooters. We ride it in our neighborhood, we go grocery shopping, we also ride it in the city. And we both love scooters that A, are fast, are maintenance free, we're talking about no flats, right? We don't want to get broken down anywhere, and that have great range. And today, we're going to be reviewing a scooter from Yadea. This is the Yadea electric kick scooter, KS5, and it checks off all these boxes and many more. So let's get right to it. Now the KS5 has some really great specs. We're talking about 5 hours fast charging, 242 pounds for a weight load, IP54, which means if you have some rain, if you have some splashes, don't worry about that. 10-inch solid tires, which means no flats. And I'll tell you, I've been stranded where I've had a scooter blow out a tire. It's not fun. Worry-free, maintenance-free, 10-inch solid tires. Now, it does have a shock absorber in the front, and that shock absorber gives you enhanced ride. That's one of the things that I typically look for, that the solid tires could sometimes give you a harsh ride. This scooter doesn't give you that at all. Now, the range of the scooters are also pretty awesome. You're talking about a 25-mile max range. Now, from a speed perspective, max of 18.6. And as you can see by the intro, and also you'll see through this, for my weight class, and I'm around 180, 190, I am hitting the 18. I've been able to hit the 18 multiple times. Normally I'm getting a little bit over 17 miles per hour, but this is still a great speed. The other thing is that it could support hills, and it's a 20% hill grade. Now, I've been going up hills without any problems. Downhill, obviously that's super easy, and the scooter does pick off. But the 20% grade, I would say, capability means that as you're going up a hill, you're not going to have to get off and actually push the scooter. It worked really well. Now, this scooter also features a 350-watt rear wheel motor that has a high-capacity battery with smart battery management technology. And you're going to see this even in the app. So it will also regenerate as you're using it, as you use the brake system or you remove the throttle, for example. Now, this scooter also has dual braking. That means that the front and the back engage when you press the brakes, and it's something that I really enjoy. I review a lot of scooters that don't have front and back braking, and I've gotten kind of used to it, and as I was riding this one, it felt just comforting to know that I could have front and back braking, and they're also very responsive. Now, the other nice feature about this scooter is that when you are using that braking system, it does engage a rear back light that actually indicates that you're braking. So that means that both at nighttime and when you're braking, people will know when you're slowing down or when you're present. Now, this scooter features 3 speeds. It's going to allow you to learn how to handle the scooter if you're new to scooting, or if you want to be able to just go fast. My favorite setting is the speed setting, and that's the one that's going to give you the highest speed up to that 18 miles per hour based on your weight. Now, as we mentioned, the scooter also features solid tires, and you're never going to worry about having a flat. But as I mentioned also, that scooter suspension system, the front suspension, gives you an ultra light ride. And as you can see here, everything is super smooth. Now, the other feature that's really important to me, and I know it's probably going to be important to many of you, is the riding bed. And the riding bed is very large. As you can see here, it has a grip surface. That means that as you put your feet on here, you're going to be able to secure them nicely in place, even if your feet are wet because of the rubberized material. And then it has those little bumps on it that make sure that you have good traction. Now, one other feature that's really important to me is the acceleration. And the acceleration on this scooter is top notch. It's responsive, and it also handles extremely well. Now, one other thing that's really cool about this, and I mentioned a couple seconds ago, that the scooter is very quiet. So if you're riding it, make sure that you use the included bell, because if you're going to pass someone up who's walking on a trail or is on a bike, you want to make sure that they can see you. So fortunately, this comes with a little bell that's pretty loud. Now, the included app gives you a lot of information about your scooter, and it also allows you to configure several things. Now, first of all, it's going to tell you your battery level. It's going to show that you have a Bluetooth connection. It's going to give you your riding record. It also is going to have your energy recovery model. So you can see here that you can actually make it more aggressive or less aggressive. Keep in mind that as you increase the energy recovery, basically it's almost like the torque becomes higher. So it slows down as soon as you remove the, I would say, the pedal or the actual lever that allows you to accelerate. You're going to feel it there. Now, you have some other scooter settings here, so you can update your firmware. You also have mode settings, and these are the 3 speeds that I mentioned to you. You have almost like a pedestrian walking slow. It's a slow walk, right? You have a drive, and then you have the fast. And you can see that the fast can take you all the way up to 18 miles per hour depending on your weight. You have cruise control, which means that you can set up on the cruise control and hold the actual throttle at a certain level, and once you release it, it'll continue to stay at that cruise level. And I'll tell you, this is incredibly useful because you don't want to hold on to your throttle at all times. You will, depending on how long you're traveling. And again, let's face it, 25 miles, you can suffer some stress, right, by holding it so long. So I really like the fact that it has this cruise control feature. Now, in addition to that, you also have information about your scooter that you can see here. You have your location with a QR code that is tied to it. You have light settings that you can establish. So these light settings are pretty much on and off. You can also accomplish turning them on and off by pressing and holding the power button when the scooter is on. But you can see that you have it here. You also have some personal information. You have some additional settings here, which is personal info, the binding that took place, as well as how you're going to have the system set up when it comes to distance measurement, clearing cache, and then logging out. And then you have information that helps you understand service options when it comes to getting any kind of servicing for your scooter. Now, next I'm going to share with you my riding experience. And I have to say, maneuverability, speed, and one thing that I wanted to make sure I mentioned was all-terrain. This scooter, because it has a 350-watt motor, as well as run flat tires, although solid tires, I was able to ride it on the grass without any problem whatsoever. Now, keep in mind that in this scenario, I have a very bumpy, grassy area, so I wasn't going as fast as I'd like to because it was so jittery, but it was nothing to do with the actual scooter itself. It had to do with more with the terrain. But if you are going to get on a gravel area, if you're going to go on grass, I saw no problems. I really enjoyed the ride, and I also felt that I had the right throttle and braking, as well as maneuverability to ride in this area. Now, the other thing that I'll highlight is just the responsiveness itself, combined with the throttle acceleration and then also the maneuverability. It gives you a really enjoyable ride. Now, check out this ride in a nature reserve by my home.
Don't be a stranger in the night. Take a chance for some romance. Don't cover your eyes. Willow trees know you better than anyone else. It's time you let your guard down for someone like me. I'd say I'm settled and pretty calm. I don't storm in the storm. If not me, then someone like me that knows what to do and how to take care of you. But most of all, that deserves you. The sweetest red cheese I'd ever seen. You stand beside me in every dream. Angel goddess, you cover them all. Say, what can I do to get you to fall?
So guys, that wraps up our review of the Yadea electric kick scooter. It's model KS5. See you in the next one.